Again, looking at the general political environment, it is not the interest, or it is not our issue what is going on amongst the political parties. I think that the political parties have a responsibility to respect the rules that INEC have set, comply with it, and provide a level playing field for all of their members to present themselves for election, and let the citizens make a decision who to vote for. The other concern we have is that with just about 200 days to the elections, INEC has no budget for the elections. The National Assembly has adjourned until September 25th. The processes leading up to the 2019 elections begin in August, meaning it will begin in the period that the National Assembly is on recess, and yet the budget that was submitted by the President for the elections have not been deliberated upon, least of all being passed. In addition to it not being deliberated and being passed, there is also the concern that the President's budget presentation involves issues that may has its own controversies as well. That budget contains a request from the executive for virement of funding from already budgeted sums meant for the National Assembly's constituency projects. While this is within the right of the President to do so, we note that this has not happened in consultation with the National Assembly, meaning that there could be controversy whether the National Assembly will agree to via off expenditures that it has set aside for itself to elections. This is a worrying situation for us, that the President has presented a budget without that requires virement of funds from the National Assembly's established budget without consultation with the National Assembly. This is worrying because there is certain possibility that there will be controversy with this, and the question for me is whether, and the question we should all ask is whether this controversy could lead to a delay in the passage of the national budget for elections. As civil society, we need to alert to this, but more importantly, we think that the National Assembly should, working with the executive, agree on a budget for INEC in a way that is acceptable to all sides, and that National Assembly needs to pass this budget before the September 25th date that it has set for itself. And what we are saying in addition is that if the National Assembly needs to cut short its recess to come back and address this, it should, working with the executive, do so that INEC would know that it is ready for elections in all ramifications. But as it is, I fear that the elections in 2019 is being threatened by the fact that there is no funding or approved national budget for INEC to carry out its responsibilities, and it's something that we all need to be very concerned about as Nigerians, as civil society, and so on. And it's something that we should actually talk about, even if briefly, before we go into the conversation on Ekiti. So my sense is to say, let's have about 10-15 minutes conversation on some of these issues that I have raised, and then we can come back to discussing Ekiti in about 10 to 15 minutes. So if we take about 3-4 comments, then I think we can come back to discussing our review of the Ekiti elections. I would start with YZ to my right, if he would like to make any contributions.